Hola, 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 mi gente. Greetings. ¿Cómo estamos? How are we? It's Che Alexander. La negratienesazon of Sprinkle with Sazon Apothecary and Botanica. Capricorn. Capricorn, my guys. How are you? It's been a minute. Yes, let's not get into the details. Y'all know how things go, okay? Handling business. That's what y'all do. I pray that you're well, always. Pray for your families. Pray for the things that matter most to you to be safe and protected and loved on. And I pray that you find some peace, some semblance of peace as we watch the world catch fire. Capricorn, we are in Scorpio season. It is All Saints, All Souls weekend, and there's a heavy, heavy energy that is fueling the very beginning of this month of November. And this is your November forecast, so we can see what's important to you. Let's say it's really the first half of November forecast, because we're gonna have to come back and revisit some things. Maybe it's a lot going on. If you don't already, I encourage you, I implore you to head over to Instagram, negratienesazon. Go ahead and follow me. And I've already spoken about some of the more intense, rapid fire, more chaotic energy that we can expect this week with the planetary shifts. I don't know what the rest of your chart looks like, Capricorn, but this reading here is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, 10th House, Venus, Chiron placements. The Scorpio energy is alive and well. Many planets are in Scorpio right now, but they are shifting. What's most important for you to note, Capricorn, right now at this time is that on Wednesday, November 5th, there will be a super full moon in your fellow earth sign of Taurus. So that's energy that we all need to pay attention to, because it's a full moon. We're asking to keep a keen eye on the things that are interfering with our love lives and our pleasure, interfering with our foundations and our stability, things that are causing us to question ourselves and not feel rooted in the truth of who we are. And this particular full moon is reflecting some of the energy from 2018, asking us to come to terms and come to grips with where has our identity and, again, foundation, the very foundation that we have built our lives upon, where has that been shaken up since 2018, and how do we prepare or plan to get back on track, because Uranus is retrograde. That's one. The other thing is on November, check my notes, on November 27th, that is when Saturn, your governing planet, is going to spin back out of its retrograde and go direct into Aries. So right now, Saturn has been retrograde in Pisces since September 1st. It's going back direct into Aries, but as your governing planet, this is going to be a transit that affects you in Aquarius placements the most, right? When Saturn returns from its retrograde spin, there will be more conscious clarity on actionable steps that need to be taken to move ahead. This Saturn in Pisces retrograde, Capricorn, has been very deeply reflective about your emotions, about your intuition, about things that you truly know, things that you don't allow to come to the surface. Those Piscean feelings, those very watery, very slippery emotions and thoughts and ideas that don't make you feel safe or stable as a Capricorn, but they still exist inside of you because you are human. So for the last 2.5 years, where you've been kind of wafting, swimming in your own confusion around love, romantic relationships and partnerships, around how you plan to expand your world and expand your horizon. Okay, I love this person, but is this the person I take on this journey in its entirety, or does this thing end here? I like this job because it offers me stability right now, but in the grand scheme of my life, should I just shut this down, find something new, restart a career, change fields? All of these are themes of Saturn in Pisces retrograde, and it affects you because Saturn is your papa planet, Capricorn. So the month of November feels for you like an opportunity to double down on the work that you've been doing, if you feel good about the plans you've been making and how you've been asserting yourself in your life and in your relationships, then November feels strong, and it feels like a doubling down on that confidence, saying, good job, Capricorn. You're headed in the right direction. You've been asking the right questions. You have the right team around you. It's time to continue to purge forward. You have permission by the gods and the spirits and the ancestors to continue forward. But if you've been feeling stagnant, Capricorn, if you've been feeling challenged, if you've been feeling grief-stricken, if you've been feeling like you just can't, you need help, right? Like you're sitting with yourself and you're thinking about things and you're like, I can't do this alone, or I can't do this the way I've been doing it. I need help. Then Capricorn, November, the month of November right now, is a very important time for you to be honest about the ways that you've been getting in your own way, asking for that help. Look at you on the bottom of the deck, the devil. Y'all have a real problem coming to people and saying, hey, I need support. I don't know how to do this. I don't have the answer. Your ego and your pride gets mixed up in you confusing that for your knowledge. You think, Capricorn, that if you come to somebody and you ask them for assistance, that somebody's going to think that you're dumb, you're slow, you're stupid, you don't know anything. And that's not the case. That's because sometimes you judge people like that. When they come to you, you're happy to help, but in the back of your mind, you're going, look at this dumb motherfucker. Everybody's not you. That's number one. Number two, it doesn't mean that you are less than. It just means that you are not as equipped or as well versed in this particular area where you're asking for support. Get out of your own way, Capricorn, so you can make things happen for yourself. Now let's get into the remainder of the message for the month of November for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, 10th house, Venus, Chiron. Gracias a la misericordia de todos los espíritus santos y todos los espíritus buenos. We ask that only spirits of light enter into this space and that spirits of darkness find their light elsewhere. Padre nuestro que estás en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros su reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día y perdona nuestras ofensas como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos dejes caer en la tentación y líbranos del mal, porque tuyo es el reino, el poder y la gloria, por siglos y los siglos. Amén. Amén. Ashe. Capricorn, what does Capricorn need to know at this time? Ooh. My Eight of Pentacles is the first card out. Two of Pentacles, followed by the Five of Wands in reverse and the Nine of Swords. Five of Wands in reverse. Everybody's getting that card. Scorpio, Sagittarius, and now you, Capricorn. Continue. What's the rest of this message here for the remainder of the month of November? Five of Swords and the Three of Wands here. Clarify for me, Spirit. What is the Five of Wands regarding? Pull that apart. Pull that open for me a little bit more. Six of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Oh my. Oh wow. Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups in reverse. To clarify the Five of Wands energy. That also is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Five of Swords. Wow. Same type of energy. Ten of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. Clarifying the Five of Swords is the Ten of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. Okay. So Capricorn, I mean, there's a lot of... Okay. The theme for Scorpio was betrayal, but betrayal from an external party. The theme for Sagittarius was betrayal, but internal betrayal. You feel like you betrayed yourself, you played yourself. Capricorn, this feels like regret. This doesn't feel like betrayal. The word betrayal is not coming to me, but the word regret is. And you can see that with how heavily this person, you, or maybe this is your counterpart, but this feels like your energy, Capricorn. Five of Swords and Nine of Swords with the Six of Cups and the Five of Wands. This is heavy, deep regret energy. Feeling like you made a choice that you shouldn't have. And this feels like a choice that is related or connected to family. Either the family you have, the family you've made, the family you've chosen, or the one that you didn't. So Eight of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles is the first card out. I feel like, Capricorn, you've been working hard. You've been working hard. Maybe you have a new job. Maybe you're juggling multiple jobs and responsibilities, and that's new to you. Maybe you have an official job, and then you also have a side gig. You're consulting, or you're doing, you're hustling something. Or maybe you're transitioning. You have the full-time job as a stay-at-home parent or a first-time parent. And you're trying to decide, when do I go back to work? How do I manage my stay-at-home work and my stay-at-home responsibilities? Either way, The spirit of collaboration and family is here. 3 of Pentacles with the 10 of Cups, right? Now, this 10 of Cups was in reverse with the 6 of Pentacles because it feels like somebody is not giving enough, not giving enough. This heavy thought, 5 of Swords and 9 of Swords, feels, Capricorn, like you know that you, again, this is feeling very much like your energy, that you are doing something wrong. You made a wrong choice here. You rushed this situation. You shouldn't have had the baby so fast, or you shouldn't have resigned so quickly and offered to stay home. You shouldn't have told them you would come back to work so quickly after maternity leave from having this baby. This feels like you know that you jumped the gun. You did not perform in your best light, and it's sitting and it's weighing heavily on you. Now, I want you to understand, Capricorn, that this worry does not serve you for the month of November, right? So we need to find a solution to this. The Queen of Pentacles is here. I feel like you could have been involved with another earth sign. Either this is affecting another earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, or this decision came from or had to be discussed by another earth sign. So, okay, let's say you're a Capricorn, your significant other is a water sign, but your boss is also an earth sign, right? And so you had to have this conversation about leaving work, a leave of absence, something here with other earth energy, because it feels hardcore. It feels like the other party is not budging either. So you're sitting here in this regret and this worry, and this other earth energy that has been affected by it is also like, what the fuck? Like, what was that? Why do we have to revisit this, right? Clarify. What's the advice for Capricorn in this situation for the month of November? The Star. Everybody got that card. The Star, the Emperor, and the Page of Pentacles. That's funny. Emperor. That's very funny. Queen of Cups in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse, the Star in reverse. Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Emperor. Okay. So Capricorn, I literally just had this conversation with somebody, and now I have to share it with you. I was telling somebody, I said, when the going really gets tough for Capricorn and they cannot manage their emotions, they will just throw money to the problem. All right, girl, I don't want to hear your mouth. Nobody want to hear that shit. How much does it cost? Do you want to go out to eat? I saw that necklace that you really like. You want to go on vacation? Capricorn will just throw money to the problem. Here's a couple dollars. I don't want to hear your mouth. I don't want to discuss it. Sometimes the feelings are too much. Capricorn will sit in this energy very heavy. This 9 of Swords and 5 of Swords energy. Just ruminating in a very unproductive, unhealthy way. Not thinking about solutions. Not trying to be emotionally intelligent or self-aware about it. Really just playing it over and over and over. Picking apart the interaction, dissecting the entirety of the conversation, trying to come up with better comebacks even though the moment has passed. And you can't afford that, Capricorn. So to avoid that, sometimes some Capricorns who are unevolved will just throw money to the problem. The advice here for you, Cap, is not to do that this time, right? If you are dealing with a heavy sense of regret, I feel very strongly somebody wants to go back to something that they walked away from. So again, this is a general reading. It's going to be different for everybody. But again, if you decided that you're going to go back to work in the next 6 weeks after having a baby, I feel like you're going to revisit that and you're going to say, no, I need some extra time to be with my kid. If you have put in your letter of resignation, understand that Mercury, we're in the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde. Mercury is moving into Sagittarius, but it's also going retrograde on the 9th. This is not a time to make big, hefty decisions like that. And so I feel like if at the end of October, just last week, some of you made some very strong choices, you will be reviewing those. And in order to avoid the negative rumination, and in order to avoid the desensitization that comes with throwing money to the problem, they're asking you to make the choice that makes you feel the best, that makes you feel like you're pouring into yourself. This Queen of Cups is in reverse. And so this energy lets me know that, Capricorn, you are being malnourished in some area of your life. There is a deficit here. Have you been drinking water? Are you drinking water behind those alcohol shots? Okay. Are you taking spiritual baths? Are you taking regular hygienic baths where you can just soak in the water though, right? Take your regular shower, soak in water, and then sit your old bones in the water. Capricorn, you rule the skeletal system. In medicinal and medical astrology, you govern the bones, the joints, the knees, the connective tissue. And so you need a lot of tending to those spaces. You need to soak your old ass in some Epsom salt. We over 30, okay? Everything hurts. Are you doing things again that make you feel buoyant in the spirit? Because Capricorn is a very hardcore, solid earth sign. It doesn't allow itself to feel free or light until much later in life. And so this Queen of Cups in reverse is a reminder to say, allow yourself to feel soft and buoyant and float in the sea of life, right? At the very least, go to the beach when you can. At the very least, float in your tub, because you're always making hard choices. You're always having hard conversations. You're always being hard on yourself. Where is the softness, the fluidity, the flexibility? If you can't have it in your actual relationships and day to day, then you need to have it in your self-care practices for yourself. And then the Emperor is here as part of the solution to say you need to be a leader, right? Again, you're being confronted, Capricorn, to double back, even if it doesn't feel very Capricornian, to have to come back and say, all right, I changed my mind. Actually, I reacted too soon. I put in my request too soon. I had to think about it. It doesn't make you feel like a leader, but understand that a good leader knows when to follow, and you need to follow your intuition. I feel like, Capricorn, some of you need to turn around. You need to redact a statement. You need to recant a statement. You need to go and apologize to your ex. You need to beg that boss for their job back. There is humility here. There is a confrontation with the ego happening here. And it's all because, and this is the truth, sometimes, Capricorn, you will make, this is the thing that other signs lack. It's part of your tenacity, but it is harmful for you. You can make a tough decision that does not serve you. You can say, I don't even love this person, but I'll stay with them because it makes the most sense for the children and for the finances. But I'm miserable inside. Other signs can't do that. They can't make that kind of sacrifice. But ask yourself, are the ways that you've been showing up and sacrificing, are the things that you've been settling for and agreeing to and allowing yourself to have and do, are you feeling happy or fulfilled? This super full moon in Taurus is asking that same question, because there are themes of pleasure and stability and foundation. And anything that does not have pleasure or some potential for joy wrapped in it is always going to feel destructive. It won't be sustainable. It's impossible to continue to go to a job that you hate every single day for 20, 30, 40 years and not lose a little bit of yourself, right? You start to die over time. You become desensitized to the client's problems. You don't care if you show up late. You stop caring about what you look like. Some part of you dies. But if you convince yourself, oh, I need this job for stability, you know, it's the best, close to my job, close to my kid's school, I've been here so long, they give me the days off. What are you sacrificing, right? So joy has to be a commonality, a thread in all the things that are able to remain sustainable. And right now, Capricorn, you're being asked to have that conversation with yourself. You've been dutiful. You've done the things. Kudos, good for you. You always kind of get back on your feet and get on track. You save money. You do the things. But I feel like there's a little bit of regret because you're not doing the things you actually want to do. You're doing the things that you have to do or have been told that you have to do, or you're trying to play it safe and you don't have to do that. So final for Capricorn, medicine mother, honor your inner knowing. Did I say that? Honor your inner knowing. Stag, trust and thrive. Trust that you know what is best for you, even if it may not look good on paper, Capricorn. I know that's hard. Trust in the unknown. Sky Father, I know. Why would I choose this when on paper it looks terrible compared to that? But how does that make you feel? How does it make you feel? right? Oh, I know it's hard. Dream and journey, drum. I know it's hard. Oh, I love this person. I love how she makes me feel. But this one has more money and is more established. But how do you feel when you're with that person? Right? I could make $200,000 over here serving this particular clientele base, but this is the heart of the city. I love these urban youth kids. Do you take the nonprofit and consult with the $200,000 K job because you have the network? Obviously, they're interested in you. There is some beneficial relationship, but do you need to lock into that and completely abandon what feels good or feels right? There's a lot of that happening here, Capricorn. So I hope that was helpful for someone. If it was, please put a thinking emoji in the chat to let me know that you made it to the end. And I hope I see you in some other spaces. I love you. I love you. I love you. You know how it go. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things. And I'll see you some other time. Peace, Capricorn.